Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends, and Merry Christmas to you and yours on this Christmas Eve. I'm glad that you are spending a few minutes with us today because we've got a very good friend, Larry Brown. You have become a tradition on Radio Friends at the Christmas time.
Seasoned. Seasonal. Oh,
yeah, you're a seasoned veteran, but you're always welcome here, but especially around the holidays. You've got a song for us today, right?
Yes. I want to tell a bit of story about the song first. In 1914, World War I had just begun, and the Christmas of that year, there were British, French, and German soldiers who technically started disobeying orders and laying down their weapons and exchanging with, fraternizing with the enemy. There are stories about how they were holding up Christmas trees and with signs on them says, "Don't shoot, we won't shoot." Christmas carols were being exchanged, and there was a number of situations where they actually shared some drinks together and exchanged items. And the high command got disturbed about that because it was starting to spread all the way down the Western Front, that they were just taking an undeclared truce. And so they finally put a stop to it, and by March of that year had stopped it. But there were so many letters sent home and diaries later that the story began to be put together, and it was called the World War I Christmas Truce. Now, a book that I brought here called Silent Night, the story of the World War I Christmas Truce by Stanley Weintraub tells the whole story. But there are many articles and poems and books and songs about this. And I want to share this morning a song written by John McCutcheon. It's my favorite version of this story. Now, I'm not an instrumentalist like John McCutcheon, but at least I can share with you the lyrics that tell the story of the Christmas Truce of 1914.
All right, here's Larry Brown.
My name is Francis Tolliver, I come from Liverpool. 2 years ago the war was waiting for me after school. To Belgium and to Flanders, to Germany, to here, I fought for king and country I loved dear. Was Christmas in the trenches when the frost so bitter hung. The frozen fields of France were still, no Christmas songs were sung. Our families back in England were toasting us that day, their brave and glorious lads so far away. I was lying with me messmates on the cold and rocky ground when across the lines of battle came a most peculiar sound. Says I, now listen up, me boys, each soldier strained to hear, as one young German voice sang out so clear. He's singing bloody well, you know, my partner says to me. Soon one by one each German voice sang out in harmony. And the cannons rested silent, and the gas cloud rolled no more, as Christmas brought us respite from the war. As soon as they were finished, a reverent pause was spent. God rest ye merry gentlemen, struck up some lads from Kent. And the next they sang was Stille Nacht, 'tis silent night, says I. And in two tongues one song filled up the sky. There's someone coming toward us, the front line sentry cried. All sights were fixed on one lone figure trudging across their side. His truce flag like a Christmas star shone on the field that night as he bravely strun unarmed into the night. Then one by one each other walked into no man's land. With neither gun nor bayonet they met their hand to hand. We shared some secret brandy and wished each other well, and in a flare-lit soccer game we gave 'em hell. We traded chocolates, cigarettes, and photographs from home. These sons and fathers far away from families of their own. Young Sanders played his squeeze box, they had a violin, this curious and unlikely band of men. Soon daylight shone upon us, and France was France once more. With sad farewells we each began to settle back to war. But the question haunted every heart that lived that wondrous night, whose family have I fixed within my sights? 'Twas Christmas in the trenches when the frost so bitter hung. The frozen fields of France were warmed as songs of peace were sung. For the walls they'd kept between us to exact the work of war had been crumbled and were gone forevermore. My name is Francis Tolliver, in Liverpool I dwell. Each Christmas come since World War I, I've learned its lessons well. The ones who call the shots won't be among the dead and lame, and on each end of the rifle we're the same.
That's beautiful, Larry.
Well, it's history.
It is. If people can stop war for a short period of time and get along with each other, why can't we do that all the time?
Oh, that's that's been echoed through history so much that we can fight. Why can't we find ways to cooperate? And of course, this is a case where one of the worst, awful conflicted situations that had very little purpose.
Yeah.
Arguing over territory and land and rights that were probably not as legitimate as other wars may have been. But here in this case demonstrates that even those who were people who were designed and called and trained to fight could say, wait, can't we pause and find the things in common we have? Yeah.
I wish we could pause permanently and bring an end to it all, especially on this Christmas Eve. Thank you so much for sharing
this is the time
with
to really say that and pray for that. So.
Yes. Larry, thank you. Merry Christmas to you and
Merry Christmas.
Your family, and to all of our listeners. I hope you have a very happy, safe Christmas Eve, and that you will join us again Monday. Be safe when you're out there, and try not to argue with the family when you get together. Bye-bye.